Hi family, I'm Dr. Brenda Awoburiasti. I'm a licensed daycare provider, a published author of 3 children's books, an advocate, a consultant, a veteran's wife, and a mother. If you need help setting up your daycare service or just looking for great ideas to incorporate a play-based learning approach as well as learn about research-based solutions to issues impacting education, this is the channel for you. Subscribe, share, like. Thank you. Okay, I'm back to my favorite series, part 3, how to open up your own daycare business in 2022. And now we're going to be talking about the child records. Okay, so in many states, this is one of the most important documents you need in the child's folder. Because you have the children's folder, you have the providers folder. Now, looking at what it says at the top, indicate NA if the information is not applicable. Completed form must be kept in the child's record and the first page updated annually. The information in this form is required by Family Day Home Standard 22 VAC 40111 and all those numbers. Okay, so child's full name, nickname, sex, birth date, street address, the city, the state, the zip, the first day of attendance, and you also come back here to indicate the child's last day of attendance, if the child is disenrolled. If child attends school, give name of school. This is for before and after school or for drop-in care. And what grade is the child, you have to indicate. This is another major important part. Emergency information, allergies and intolerance to food, medications or other substances. And if that happens by accident, what action to take in emergency situation, chronic physical problems or diseases, pertinent development information, special accommodations needed, special instructions to provider. Father's full name, phone, employer, father's employer's address, street address, father's work phone, father's home address or street address, and enter same if address is the same as the child's. Mother's full address, the phone, employer, mother's employer's address, mother's work phone, mother's home address, street address, same thing as the father's. Enter same if address is the same as the child's. Mother's work phone, mother's home address, we just talked about that. Child's physician, office address, street address, city, state, zip, phone number. This is all physician information. Name of child's medical insurance. We know how it is in America with medical insurance. Their policy number. Name of emergency contact if parents cannot be reached. This is very, very important. In case of an emergency, you want to have somebody that you can call. You call mom, they are not reachable. You call dad, not reachable. You have to be able to reach at least 2 other people. It could be grandma, it could be a neighbor, it could be a friend who can come pick up the child or assist in emergency situations. Okay, so that's very important. See, another emergency contact, so you need 2 of them, and you have to fully fill out this form. Fully, Okay, name and location, city and state of previous child daycare programs and schools attended, place of birth, birth date, birth certificate number, date issued, proof of age other than birth certificate, date documentation viewed, person viewing documentation. Notification of law enforcement agency. This is if parent does not provide proof of child's age and identity within 7 business days of child's first day of attendance, you have to notify local law enforcement agency. We don't know if the child is stolen. We don't know if the child has been adopted. Nobody knows. So this is just trying to keep the child safe. Proof of age and identity may be verified by viewing one of the following: certified birth certificate, birth registration card, notification of birth, hospital physician or midwife record, passport, copy of the placement agreement or other proof of the child's identity from a child placing agency, original or copy of a record or report card from a public school in Virginia, statement, signed statement on letterhead stationery from a public school principal or other designated official that assures the child is or was enrolled in the school, or child identification card issued by the Virginia Department of Motor Vehicles. Okay, emergency medical authorization. I authorize name of licensed provider to obtain immediate care and consent to emergency medical procedures upon the hospitalization of the performance of necessary diagnostic tests, upon the use of surgery on and or the administration of drugs to the child, name of child, if an emergency occurs and I cannot be located immediately. So this is very important. This is authorizing your daycare provider to stand in place of you. You know, if you're not able to be reached immediately, if a child needs immediate medical attention, then the provider can provide consent. And this is consent. This paperwork is consent that they can start working on the child. You know, God forbid that happens. It's also understood that this agreement covers only those situations which are true emergencies and only when I cannot be reached. Otherwise, I expect to be notified immediately. You understand that? So you can't just because you have this paperwork put the responsibility on yourself and make all the decisions about the child. No. First, you have to try to reach the parents, and if that's not possible, then we can come back to this form and use it as consent. The child's emergency information and the emergency medical authorization must be made available to a physician, hospital, or emergency responders in the event of a child's illness or injury. And this is why, if we're going on a field trip, we're taking this with us. If we're going outside, we're taking it with us. If we're doing emergency drills, they're going with us. So additional documents required for child's record. These are other documents. There's immunization and physical examination record, information for parents signed by parents, policy for the administration of medication. If you are a medication, well, it depends, because you can give medication. Some topical medication can be used on the child, even if you're not certified medication administration provider. Liability insurance declaration. This has to be signed by parent. This just says, I have liability insurance, or I don't have it, provisions of the home emergency preparedness and response plan. You have to give this to the parents to sign. As applicable, you have general permission for regularly scheduled trips. So I always have my parents fill this form out, because this is for when we go for neighborhood walks, when we go for when we go to the park in the neighborhood, just things around here. So I don't want to keep calling the parents, hey, I need to take the kids here. Can I, can you sign this paperwork? Just this is right there in the folder. Then the special field trip permission. This is very important for when we go out, like when we go to the fire station, when we go swimming at the pool, when we go to the market, all kinds of field trips, the farm during the fall season. This they have to fill out. Medication consent signed by parent, valid for 10 days unless also signed by physician. So this just gives you consent to give medication to the child, and it depends. So you can do topical if you're not medication administration certified, and if you are, you can go beyond that. So there's a lot to this, and I'm going to talk about this in other videos. Then permission to participate in swimming or wading activities. This has to be signed by parents. So if you have a baby pool in the backyard and you're taking the kids for swimming, parents have to fill that out. And this is valid for 1 year. So every year they have to be filled out. Injury records. This is when a child gets injured, or when they, God forbid, a child dies. All kinds of injury reports you can put on here. If child with special needs is in care, staffing recommendations for a child with special needs, signed by parent, provider, licensing representative, individual healthcare or special needs. This is also signed by licensed healthcare professional. Guys, there's a lot to share, a lot, and I don't want to keep you too long, so I do these short videos. And don't forget to share. And I'm so happy. I had a couple of people reach out to me about opening their daycares. I'm currently helping two amazing women here in Virginia, and I'm excited for them and what they're doing. And I also had other people who I'm going to be helping towards the end of the year. Guys, this is amazing, and this is something I'm passionate about. I can hold your hand one-on-one, work on these things, help with paperwork for the children, help with your paperwork, just be that person right there to support you through this process. And also, you can also easily reach out to me on Instagram. That's where I'm getting most people reach out to me. And also, I have my email on my About page here on YouTube. You can email me, So it's been a great time just talking to these prospective providers, and planning how we can get them into the business of daycare. We need you guys, and it's not that complicated. Like I'm telling you, this is simple, everyday stuff. So you can do it. You can do it. You can work daycare. It's not complicated. And while you're working daycare, you're enjoying the benefits of teaching these children. You're also making some money. It's a very lucrative business if you put all you have in it. If you put your heart and your mind and resources in it. Yeah, it is an amazing business to participate in. If you're still watching up to this point, hey, don't forget to subscribe. Let's grow this community together. Community with lots and lots of information. Don't forget to like. Don't forget to share. Thank you all. I appreciate everyone, and peace out.